So when we look at these, okay, the first thing that we want to look at is how do we okay, so when we look at graphing, these are already in the correct format. And the correct format is y equals mx plus b. So y equals number x plus or minus the number. Okay. This number in front of the x is our m, and m is our slope. The number b is our y-intercept. This is our starting point. And it's on the y-axis. Okay, so what we want to do is we look at that 3. That tells me where to go on the y-axis. So on the y-axis, I put a dot right there at 3. Okay. Then I look at this number in front of the x. Now, if it's already a fraction, I don't have to do anything with it. If it's a whole number, I put a 1 under it and make it a fraction. Negative tells me to go down. Positive tells me to go up. So I'm going to go down 5 and then over 3 from my starting point. So from here I go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then over 1, 2, 3. This is where I put my next point. Once I have 2 points, I can create my line. Okay. So any questions on like the basic of graphing a line? So then we'll do the other one too. I'm starting at -3. So here, -3. And then my slope is 1 over 3. It's positive. So I'm going to go up 1 and then over 3. So up 1, over 1, 2, 3. That's a 2?
No.
Oh, I put mine on 2. Yes, I did. Thank you. So you want all of that. Okay. Yeah, actually, it's better if you start at 3. And then I go up 1 over 3, which is this point right here. And I draw my lines. Now, when you're solving a system by graphing, the point where the lines cross is your answer. So this is my answer. That point is 1, 2, 3, negative 1, 2. All right, so we'll do this next one. Y-intercept is 3. So I'll start at 3. And then my slope is 4. So I'm going to put that over 1. So I'm going to go up 4 and over 1, except I can't go up 4. Okay, so when that happens, if you can't go up because you don't have enough room, or if you couldn't go down because you didn't have enough room, you flip these and make them the opposite So instead of going up 4, I'm going to go down 4. And then instead of going to the right one, I'm going to go backwards 1. So you have to switch both arrows. So here I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, back 1. And that gives me my line there. My second point starts at -2. And I have no number. So that'd be -1, which is the same thing as -1 over 1. So I'm going to go down 1 and over 1. Down 1, over 1. And I'll draw my line. And here's my solution. In this case, the x is negative and the y is negative. When we're using substitution, the key, the thing that we're looking for is right here. I'm really going to highlight. I have to pick a color. Okay, see how that's y equals, and here I have y equals, or I can have x equals, but I want that one variable by itself. Okay, so I have y equals 6x minus 11, and I have -2x minus 3y equals -7. Substitution is like making change. If I ask you for change for a 20, you can give me 4 5s, 2 10s, 21s, combination. Yeah, so, but they have the same value, right? That single $20 bill has the same value as the 4 5s. This y and this 6x minus 11 are the same. They have the same value. So I can replace them just like I could replace a $20 bill with 4 5s. I can replace y with 6x minus 11. And I still have the same amount because they're the same. Like a $20 bill is the same as 4 5s. So I can take this and I can take this y right here and I can switch it. So instead of having -2x minus 3y, I'm going to take the y out, and I'm going to put 6x minus 11 in. Okay, and the reason we do this is because I can't, again, I have to only have one variable. I can't solve for 2 variables at the same time. I can only solve for 1 variable at a time. So this effectively gets rid of the y's. Now I only have x. I can solve for x. So in order to do that, I'm going to take this -3 and I distribute it in. Don't forget the negative has to come with. So I get -2x. -3 times 6 is -18x. -3 times -11 is +33. And that equals -7. -2 and -18 is -20. Okay, now I need to get rid of the +33, so I subtract it from both sides. And I get -20x equals -40. Divide both sides by that -20, and x equals 2. Because now I know the value of x. I still want to know the value of y. Well, if I come back up here, oops, darn it. Sorry about that. Yeah, if I come back here, I know that y is 6x's minus 11. That's the value of y. So I'm going to take that. Oops. Wrong pen. Sorry. I'm going to take that y is equal to 6x minus 11, and I'm going to replace x with what x is worth. X is worth 2. So y equals 12 minus 11, so that tells me that y is worth 1. And so my answer is xy. If I were to graph this, this is the point where the two lines would have crossed. Okay, when I look at this next problem, again, I was looking for that letter by itself, that y, or an x. Y equals x minus 1, so I'm going to replace that y with the same value of y, which is x minus 1. So instead of 2x minus 3y, I have 2x minus 3 times x minus 1. So I take the y out and I put the x minus 1 in. Again, I'm distributing. Oh, sorry, I should have meant. So I get 2x minus 3x plus 3 equals negative 1. 2x minus 3x is negative x. Subtract 3 from both sides. And negative x is equal to negative 4, but I don't want to know what negative x is. I want to know what real x is, and so I change both signs. So x is 4. And I know that y is equal to x minus 1, and x is 4, so that means y is equal to 4 minus 1, so y is equal to 3. So my answer is the pair 4, 3, xy. Okay. So I have an x by itself, but it's not x equals. Right? And I need to be either x equals or y equals. So when this happens, right here, ugly. Better. I have to do some rearranging.
Can you do either one?
You want to have a single letter by itself.
So you could do either the negative x.
I could use this x here and make it x equals, or I could rearrange it and do negative 2y equals, but then I'm dividing by 2 and then I'm going to have fractions. You're going to make more work for yourself that way. For substitution, you're looking for a letter that's just by itself with no number on it, and that's the x. Otherwise, you're going to have more work to do. So I'm going to change this to x equals, so in order to do that, I'm going to add the 2y to both sides. Or you can pick it up and just move it to the other side. And remember I said that you're changing the teams, so you have to change your jersey so your sign changes. So x is, or y was negative on this side, so it's positive over here. Now I know that x and 2y plus 11 have the same value. And I can take this x and I can replace. So my other equation was negative 7x minus 2y equals negative 13. So I'm going to take this 2y plus 11 and put it in for this x at the negative 7. So I have negative 7 times 2y plus 11 minus 2y equals negative 13. I don't have any x's now, I can find y. Distribute the negative 7. Okay. the like terms. So negative 14 and negative 2 is negative 16. Y minus 77 equals negative 13. And since I ran out of the room, I'll come up here. I'm going to add 77 to both sides. So I get negative 16y is equal to 64. Divide both sides by negative 16. And y is negative 4. Okay, I know y. Now I need to find x. X is 2y's plus 11. Y is negative 4.